Hello, welcome to the Morning Coffee. This is part of the Provoking Safety channel, the channel where we think, talk, and do safety with the intention of provoking safety at home and in the workplace. The segment, of course, it provides me the opportunity to connect with you and hopefully spur on some safety thought for your day by starting off first thing in the morning with reviewing a news article about something that's occurred and adding a health and safety spin to it, or it might have been about a safety infraction or something like that, and just explaining the safety principles behind it. If you haven't done so already, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button below and click the bell and click notify all, and you'll get notified of content when I post it. But today, believe it or not, is kind of special. It's National Banana Split Day. Who doesn't like banana splits? I like banana splits. You know, yesterday was National Waffle Day. Today's National Banana Split Day. I kind of wonder, is it more than just COVID-19?
Maybe you put on a few pounds.
Hey now, it's the camera. The camera adds pounds, I'm told.
So how many cameras are actually on you?
And just one camera's on me. Just one. This one. That's it. Okay, enough.
Can you please focus?
Anyway, a little bit of jocularity and hilarity just to start this off, because really and truthfully, once again, another sad issue to talk about regarding today's article. I want to talk about something about supervisors and their responsibilities with health and safety. So let's just have a look at this article. A supervisor was fined for an accident that occurred in 2017 in Newfoundland and Labrador, and it resulted in someone passing away. Now, the supervisor's been fined for safety failures, and the person was electrocuted. It's unfortunate. Phil Parsons was the man's name that passed away, and I'll leave the link below in the description section. You can have a look at it and read it on your own. I'm not going to bother raking this supervisor over the coals. I'm sure he feels bad enough. He's been tried once, found guilty. This is not another court of law. What I want to do is talk about some of the things that occurred and maybe emphasize it a little bit more so that it'll cause you to think as you're driving to work or what have you. The supervisor failed to provide necessary pull-top rescue equipment and failed to stop work when there was a potential dangerous situation. A couple of things. In most jurisdictions, whenever there's work at heights occurring, there's usually a provision within the legislation and whether it be regulation and code, where working at heights requires specialized rescue equipment or a rescue plan to be in place before work begins. So having the right rescue equipment is absolutely paramount. It's a necessity, and it's usually a requirement by law. Having a rescue plan in place and all workers trained on the rescue plan is part of this as well. It's a tragedy that was preventable. Plain and simple, it was preventable. Talks about zone setup, a equipotential zone. I'm not an electrician. I don't know what that means, but the article says it's to protect workers from shock. It wasn't properly set up. So once again, procedures weren't followed, and it's up to supervisors to ensure that all procedures, whether they be the set of procedures for the work or the safe work procedures or a combination of both, that they're properly followed by all workers. The cause of death with the person was electrocution and multiple injuries from the fall. Was electrocution with multiple injuries from the fall. Now, Parsons and another co-worker, the man that died, and another co-worker were complaining of tingles. The supervisor also noticed that they hadn't set up the electrical or the installed electrical equipment on the line correctly, but he let work continue. The supervisor pled guilty to one charge of failing to ensure health and safety and welfare of workers. And it's a typical it's a typical breach of law that you may see in future articles, or you may remember from past articles where companies or supervisors have been penalized. Always people are going to wonder if things were followed, if it would have turned out differently. And in most cases, if you're following all of the accident prevention protocols and you've done a hazard assessment prior to work taking place, and followed all of the control processes properly, usually accidents don't happen. Now, the lawyer commented that his being a supervisor held very limited actual authority at the worksite. Regardless, if you're a supervisor, you still have the opportunity to stop work or at least call somebody who can, plain and simple. It also goes on to note that this person had no previous record of safety breaches, so it's not as though he was a repeat offender or anything else like this. But let's look at this in its entirety. Regardless of where it is and what happened, supervisors have a duty of care to the workers that are working under them. They have a duty of care to make sure that the workers are carrying out the work processes in a safe and healthy manner so that injury or harm doesn't occur. They also have a duty of care to ensure that if specialized work is taking place, that any kind of specialized rescue equipment or rescue processes are in place and there's trained workers to enact that rescue. Or in some cases, depending on the jurisdiction, you have to have an agreement with a local fire department or something to that effect. They also have a duty of care to make sure and step up and stop work should something arise where it's unsafe to continue. It's not about progress. It's not about meeting your goals or anything for the day. Anyway, that's it. I hope I gave you something to think about, but if not, I'll leave you with this. Think safety, talk safety, do safety with the intention of provoking safety at home and in the workplace. Once again, give me a like if you liked it. Smack the unlike button if you didn't, but tell me why. Until then, bye for now.